What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. Today is October 5th. I'm Samuel Koppel, and I'm here for the news. And today we're going to go over several clips where we're going to read in between the lines. And we're going to ask particular questions that the mainstream media just can't ask. And we're going to see if we can't figure out some of these cases. It's almost like crime solving from your living room. That's the fun part about it. In the first clip we got today of a young black man, a young black boy, a teenager. He's only 16. Wanted. He's 7 persons of interest in a case, I think that's in Philadelphia, where they killed a young man who was on a football team and they was coming from practice, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that and see if we can't see what's going on out here. It's like children of the corn for some of these young people. Let's take a look.
Tonight, Philadelphia's police commissioner is warning the suspects involved in the Roxborough High School shooting to turn themselves in now. Detectives are closing in on one of the men wanted for murder. Eyewitness News reporter Carrie Corrado is live at police headquarters with the details. Carrie?
Jessica, good evening. It has been all hands on deck. Investigators have been working around the clock to try to find the people responsible.
Do the right things and turn yourself in.
A stern message for 16-year-old Dayron Bernie Thorne.
And do I think he should turn himself in? 100%. You're not going to get away from the law, man. Once the people get on your ass, you're only 16. You can only hide for so long. Just go ahead and face the music, young man. Hopefully, he possibly may get shot or killed. Anything can happen when you're running from the law. Just turn yourself in and go on from there, man. Because these young people, a lot of these people are undeveloped mentally, have no idea of the long-term ramifications of their crimes. They don't understand he's 16, what it's going to feel like to be in prison all the way until you're up until you're about 40 or 50 years old. He has no idea. So, yeah, turn himself in.
5 shooters who police say ambushed a group of teens, wounding 4 and killing 14-year-old Nicholas Elizalde as they were leaving a football scrimmage at Roxborough High School.
We're giving them the opportunity to turn themselves in right now today. And if that doesn't happen, we're coming for them.
Sources tell CBS 3 DNA evidence uncovered Bernie Thorne was likely the getaway driver who helped the shooters escape. He's wanted on an active arrest warrant for murder and other related charges. Police also say the shooting was highly planned, revealing a second car was used to drive the shooters to and from a gray SUV that was spotted on surveillance cameras. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw said on Tuesday, investigators are laser focused and will not rest until they are all taken into custody.
We know who you are, and you're just delaying the inevitable.
And if there's 7 of them, once they catch one, they're going to tell. Once they catch one, he's going to tell, and then he's going to tell. And I mean, everybody's telling. This whole thing, we got this saying in our culture, we talking about no snitching. Man, people be telling their ass off. When you start facing major time, hey, man, it's only a few people who can accept that. Seriously. The telling begins immediately amongst black people. We watched First 48. This whole thing of nonsense. We actually have a snitching culture. They say, oh, it's a no snitch culture. That's a goddamn lie. We have a snitching culture. Motherfuckers will tell at the drop of a hat, Jack.
And all you're doing by hiding is continuing to re-victimize the families of those that you harmed.
In the meantime, the family of Nicholas Elizalde held a visitation in Hunting Park. Family, friends, teammates, and emergency responders paid their respects.
They were forced to begin to memorialize their 14-year-old child, 14.
Commissioner Outlaw said it's beyond unnerving to find that children continue to be caught up in serious crimes and believe guns are the
Damn, you seen the kids' football pass and shit right there, too. That's crazy.
answer.
What these kids don't realize, unfortunately, is that some of the solutions that they're coming up with, they're final. This is
Yeah.
the end for them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, they don't understand the finality of these crimes they're committing, the long-term ramifications of it. Because, you listen to this music and you watch TV and you just think that you're just going to get away with all this shit. And a lot of times you might get away with a shooting here or there, but overall, all that shit's going to catch up with you. And when them people come to get you, boy, they going to hand your ass a long sentence. Because they getting sick of this shit. I'm telling you that right now. They getting tired of the hood shit, the gang banging. They fit to start giving people longer stretches, man. They are. So this is the time to quit the gang banging. This is the time to start throwing that shit away, man. It really is, y'all. But that's pretty much that on that clip. They looking for them. I'm pretty sure they gonna find them. Oh, I know for a fact they'll find them. And once they find one, they'll find them all and let the snitching begin. And by the way, what I tell at 16, I don't know, probably. I don't know. But you never know when they talk about 20, 30 years. I know one thing as an adult, if I was in the car with one of my partners and that nigga had a gun in there or some drugs that wasn't mine, and that nigga was talking about it wasn't his, oh yeah, I'm telling you that right now, nigga, I'm not doing no time for nobody. You can forget about it. I'm too old, and now the nigga, arthritis in my wrist. Yeah, I can't do push-ups the same to get ready to fight these niggas in that jailhouse. So, nah. I done told all my partners, friends, and family, hey, man, if you got some shit and I don't know about it, hey, man, you better take credit for that shit. Yeah, I'm going to look over at you one time, brother. Hey, man. And the same vice versa. If I had some shit, which I wouldn't, but if I did and I had some shit, hey, all you got to do is look at me once. You have every right to point the finger at me. Yeah. Nigga, that's yours. What the hell wrong with you? Yeah, let me go to jail for you. Are you crazy? No, that's that old school shit that never made no sense. Let's go on to the next case. We got Georgia Senate race candidate Herschel Walker denies accusations of paying for an abortion of his ex-girlfriend. Herschel, if you don't know who Herschel Walker is, he's an ex-football player, played for the Georgia Bulldogs, one of the greatest college running backs of all time. Eventually got drafted to the Cowboys, was a fantastic running back, and got traded to the Vikings, and so on and so forth. But he was a great running back. Now he's running for Georgia Senate, and they're saying, he's running as a Republican, and he's pro-life, and they're trying to put an abortion case on him. Let's listen to the details and see if we can't decipher whether the lady's lying on him or she's telling 100% the truth. Let's take a look.
Former football star turned politician Herschel Walker is denying a new report that says he paid for his girlfriend to get an abortion back in 2009. Walker, who is Georgia's Republican Senate candidate, has opposed abortion rights and calls the Daily Beast reports a flat-out lie. The news outlet says the woman provided a receipt from the clinic, a get-well card from Walker, and an image of a check that appears to be from Walker. But Walker says it's all a political attack.
Now, who do I believe on this side? Like I always tell you, I'm apolitical, so I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I just like to listen to the candidates and kind of decipher what they're talking about. But who do I believe? Them or Herschel Walker? It's possible that Herschel Walker paid for abortion, but you can almost have too much evidence. The lady said she had a get well soon card. She said she had a check stub. She said she had a picture. Who's saving all this shit from an abortion? I mean, I'm not a woman, but I would like to ask women, and when you have an abortion, are you saving memorabilia from the abortion? I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't know. But sometimes you have, I got the check stub. I took a picture. I got a picture with the doctor at the clinic. I have the day of. And I mean, sometimes it can be too much evidence. Now, if you just had the check stub, maybe. But who's saving check stubs from years and years ago from an abortion? I don't know, ladies. Y'all tell me. Put it in the comments if that's what women do. Maybe they do. But that sounds like a stretch, but you never know. You can be 100% wrong. But who saves memorabilia from an abortion? You just murdered somebody. Usually you're not smiling, taking pictures, saving cards. You're trying to get rid of all that shit and trying to forget that shit the best you can. Am I buying it? No. Could I be wrong? Yeah. Let's take a look at this. Mystery, partially solved about holes in the Sioux T-Rex skull. Now, you guys, you have science, but you have two different kinds of sciences. You have factual sciences, like the cell phone. We know the science of the cell phone works. We know factually, you can FaceTime. We know all this stuff factually. You have the science of penicillin. the science that can, that can actually heal and, help people, and, that actually works. Then you have what you call theoretical science, steeped and based in hypothesis, guesswork, kind of like guesstimation, assumption, assuming, mathematical probabilities, but not factual. And sometimes you might have people, they might argue with you. They might say, hey, man, you don't believe in science? And you say, yeah, I believe in science. We say, or it might be something that's theoretical. You don't believe in science? Well, you don't believe in the science of a cell phone? How you don't believe in science? But there's two different kinds of sciences. That's what people, they fail to talk about when they paint a broad brush and don't dance in the nuance and the details. Now, there's a lot of things about dinosaurs that's theoretical. Now, let's take a look at this and see how ridiculous some of the theories are going.
Part of a mystery has been solved about Sue the T-Rex after decades of debate about why the dinosaur has holes in its head. This has been closely studied by scientists at the Field Museum. New research announced today says it was not a fungus-like bacterial infection that caused those sometimes golf ball-sized holes in the back of the jaw. However, the holes are consistent with bones getting injured, then healing, all happening before Sue died. So the question remains, how? Well, one hypothesis is love bites. Experts think Sue was a male, and possibly this was part of a courtship between two males. One fossil expert I talked to there at the field, Jing-Mai O'Connor, says the gay T-Rex hypothesis.
Now, I just want y'all to hear that. Listen to me now. Now, T-Rex is one of the most revered, one of the most liked as a kid, one of the most ferocious, beloved animals known to human existence. Tyrannosaurus Rex, the T-Rex, Jurassic Park. And now they done turned T-Rex into gay, theoretically. So if T-Rex was gay, how in the fuck was he reproducing? So you telling me the T-Rex was getting his ass busted, and we thought those little arms was something the guy made him with, but they was broke little arms. So he had the broke little arms on the T-Rex. All this time, we thought the T-Rex was a ferocious animal, and he was running around raping other T-Rexes. Unbelievable. These people and these theories, y'all, like you have the Big Bang Theory. You have the theory of evolution. All bullshit, but they're theories and guesstimations, not factual science. Just like this bullshit here, that they think the T-Rex got whole. He couldn't have been from fighting another T-Rex. No. He was getting fucked by another male T-Rex. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. This is sick and ridiculous. Come on, man.
As she calls it, is fun, but she doesn't think there's enough evidence to support it one way or another. She's very excited, though, that she gets to keep studying this.
Yes, that's a very interesting hypothesis.
Look, listen to him. He said, yes, that's a very interesting hypothesis. And when he turned his head, he just turned his head in disgust. Because I tell you, these news anchors, they can't say what they really think. They have to read the teleprompter. They can go off script a little bit, and I mean at the tiniest bit, but body language is everything. He was disgusted. He grew up, his favorite dinosaur was a T-Rex, like most young boys. And to call that T-Rex a homosexual is ridiculous. It's absurd, y'all. T-Rex taking back shots, only in America. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm using all these videos for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm using all these videos for educational purposes only. Let's take a look at this next video. Family of 4 kidnapped in Merced speaks out. Merced is in the Valley of California. It's not too far from my second home, Stockton, California. It's right up 99, Highway 99. And you have a family of 4 that was kidnapped. Let's take a look.
4
tracking breaking news developments right now in the kidnapping of a Merced family. Today, police say they've arrested a person of interest. You're looking at him right here, 48-year-old Jesus Manuel Salgado. Police say prior to law enforcement involvement, Salgado tried to take his own life. Police say he is in critical condition and is receiving medical care. New tonight, we are learning new information from the Merced County Sheriff as the search continues for the kidnapped family of 4.
So he killed himself, so you can almost guarantee this family is dead. Hopefully I'm wrong, but if when the police came to get him, he tried to kill himself, yeah, that family's dead.
ABC 10 talked with their
likely dead,
who are pleading for the public's help in bringing their loved ones safely home.
Please, I have 6-year-old and 9-year-old kid, and they are waiting for their dad. Please send my family back. Please return my family.
The family says this 8-month-old, her mother, father, and uncle were all taken in broad daylight from their business in Merced Monday. They'd only been open for a few days. Relatives say the family was just trying to live the American dream, a dream that's taking a terrifying turn.
Hearing what happened, that's like American nightmare. It's the opposite of what any American would want.
These are Facebook posts from the Merced County Sheriff's Office sharing with the public updates on the search.
We're very, very concerned about the victims in this that have been kidnapped, as we've got film footage of the area where they were taken from, and it's very evident that they did not want to go. And there's gun involved and restraints and so on.
They have a trucking company, it's called...
So let me get this straight. One man came in and kidnapped 4 people. Ain't no fucking way. Let me tell y'all this. I done told my daughter this, my wife this. Listen to me. If somebody was trying to kidnap us out of the house, they're going to have to kill us right here in the house. That's fine. I can go right here. Am I scared to die? Not really. Not like that. There's no way I'm going to let somebody go take me off, have me tied up and tortured like the movie Hostel with some tape on my mouth talking about, while I watch them do something to my wife and daughter or do something to me or just be torturing us. No way. No way. You never let nobody kidnap you by gun. Let them if you're going to kidnap me off the street or out of a building, kill me right here, brother. Do what you got to do. But ain't no way I'm going into a situation where I just ain't going to have no motherfucking power. No way.
Unison Trucking, and they made a new truck yard with the office, and they barely started. This Monday, yesterday, when they got kidnapped, it was only 6 days they started this business in this place.
Oh, they had just started a trucking business. So now we can get to the bottom of why they got kidnapped. They had just started a trucking business. They was brand new. You seen they had brand new trucks. You seen they said the business had just started. This is bigger than just that one man. Somebody hired him to do that. Yeah, this was bigger than that. Whoever didn't want them there. Yeah, this is gonna get this case will get a little bit deeper. 100%. Let's take a little small lesson again.
To go, and there's gun involved and restraints and so on.
They have a trucking company, it's called Unison Trucking, and they made a new truck yard with the office, and they barely started. This Monday, yesterday, when they got kidnapped, it was only 6 days they started this business in this place.
The Merced County Sheriff's Office says they are working with the California Department of Justice, the FBI, and other local law enforcement agencies to bring this family home safe and sound.
My husband is a very peaceful and calm person. We don't have any clue that why they kidnapped them.
As for the...
Do I believe her? Kind of, but is it possible that there's a whole lot more to this story, and maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't, but I think somebody knows something. Somebody knows a whole lot more what's going on. Yeah, you don't randomly kidnap 4 people, 2 grown men, a woman, and an 8-month-old baby for kicks and giggles. No, shit no. You're not selling me on that. Yeah, this is a whole lot more to this story. This is another trucking company, somebody who owns something or owned something previously. I'm telling y'all, this is why you come to Sports Life and Politics TV, where we get to the bottom of the story, or we at least ask the proper questions to try to get to the bottom of the story. Yeah, but there's more to this, y'all.
Loved ones, they leave you with this message as they await their family's safe return.
For the suspect, what he did was cowardly. There is no honor in taking a 7 to 8 month old, right? This is a little baby. For any American out there, think about your own family.
And we're hoping for them as well. And we do want to mention, we showed you a picture earlier today from the Merced County Sheriff's Office. Authorities said was of Salgado. The Sheriff's Office has since retracted that photo. We have not used that photo tonight. Again, police need your help finding the family. If you have any information that can help, call the Merced County Sheriff's Office directly. We have that number on our website.
Well, you guys, there's a lot more to that story. That's plainly obvious. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, they got to get to the bottom of that. They got to really dig into that. Let's take a look at this. Insurrection Act was just legal cover for Oath Keepers. Anybody know that? That's January 6th where they was allowed to storm the Capitol. I did a video on that, and I have so much video evidence of how they let them into the Capitol. This whole thing was staged. Now, there were some people, unbeknownst to them, what they were being led into, but there's no doubt about it. This whole thing was staged up, and the people who were head of leading this quote unquote coup at the Capitol was allegedly working with the feds. But even in the video I made, the feds admitted that it was full of federal agents. Full of federal agents. But let's take a look at this video.
Now to Washington and the sedition trial of Stewart Rhodes. Today we got some new insight into what the Oath Keepers founder was thinking in the lead up to the Capitol attack. Prosecutors played a new audio recording of Rhodes discussing plans for January 6th. Rhodes mentions a plan to bring weapons to D.C. and preparing to, quote, fight on behalf of former President Trump. The FBI says an attendee secretly recorded that meeting. Rhodes and...
Boy, you telling me, boy, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Because I made this video months ago on the January 6th. 6-7 months ago, I made that video, and I told them during that time, I said, this whole crowd is full of FBI agents. And he said during the meeting they had leading up to January 6th, one of the people in the crowd, a federal agent, they didn't say that, a federal agent recorded the whole conversation. Get the hell out of here. Let's take a listen to it again. One more time.
Mentions a plan to bring weapons to D.C. and preparing to, quote, fight on behalf of former President Trump. The FBI says an attendee secretly recorded that meeting. Rhodes and 4 other defendants have pleaded not guilty to a charge of seditious conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison.
Like I said before, y'all, the federal agent, anytime there's any major group in America, I don't give a fuck if it's the Black Panthers, I don't care if it's the Ku Klux Klan, I don't care if it's the Oath Keepers, I don't care if it's the 3 Percenters, I don't care if it's the Nation of Islam, I don't give a damn if it's the goddamn, what you call them people, not the Black Panther Party, but the, damn, I forgot it. It's another black group, but no matter what it is, y'all, the FBI has agents in all of that. Everything. There's agents, full of agents in every major group in America. You can book that. That's why they always able to bust people, and they always able to hit these people with indictments and hit their ass with recordings and shit that they can't deny. So they have to plea out. They basically have to take a deal. Let's take a look at this, y'all. This is the moment NASA crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid. Now, they say that the reason why they want to crash a spacecraft into an asteroid to show that they have the ability to steer the asteroid away from the planet Earth in case we had a asteroid that was headed towards Earth and they were able to deflect it. Now, the downside to that is if you're able to deflect it, you're also able to guide it. You never know who's in power when they in power. Do I like this? No, I don't like them trying to play God. Them asteroids is out there for a reason. You have no business playing with them asteroids. And if you can guide them away from the Earth, you can guide them to the Earth. That's a fact. That's not theoretical science. That's factual science. If what they're saying is true, and they did look up in the sky and they seen when they hit the asteroid, it was dust and shit was coming all off the asteroid. So I don't like that they playing God, but let's take a look at these people. trying to play God.
Awaiting visual confirmation.
All right. In the name of planetary defense. Woo. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Oh.
What a moment. Very few words can really capture this moment.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
Awaiting visual confirmation.
All right. In the name of planetary defense. Woo. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Oh.
What a moment. Very few words can really capture this moment.
Like I said, they have no business playing God up there. They have no idea what they do. They do, but they don't understand long-term ramifications of some of the things that they get themselves involved in, some of the things that they're call themselves studying, and some people might think that's a good thing. But believe you me, as wicked as these people are, they always find a way to use the science in a devilish way. Well, let's take a look at this next case right here. I'm gonna go to this one. 12-year-old North Texas girl shoots dad in plot with other girl. Children of the corn. Let's take a look.
Two 12-year-old girls are accused of plotting to kill their families. The sheriff's office says one of the girls shot her father and then turned the gun on herself. This happened in Northwest Parker County Tuesday night. The sheriff's office says the man and his daughter were flown to a hospital for treatment. No other information right now about their conditions have been released. Investigators say they've learned the girl may have been planning to carry out this shooting for weeks, and that she was in contact with another girl in Lufkin who they say...
Anytime a child at 12 years old is willing to kill her dad and herself, you have to ask, what in the fuck is going on inside that home? Is there child molestation? Is there some kind of assault that's happening in the home? Is the parents Luciferians? Are they into witchcraft and Wiccan? What is going on? Because we know for a fact something's going on. Now, like I said, in all of these cases, you'll never get to see the shooter's social media, what they were following, what they were posting, what they were into, who were DMing them small kids. And I guarantee you this, y'all. All of these cases like this, when you go to these kids' website or teenagers, these mass shooters, you'll find Luciferian shit. You'll find pentagrams. You'll find Baphomets. You'll find Thrasher t-shirts and apparel. You'll find all this shit. But they don't never make that public. Never, ever, ever. And they should, so you can know to steer your kids, because there's people who are not paying close attention or might not see. They might see a Thrasher t-shirt and think nothing of it. Not knowing that these kids are being encouraged by videos, music, stuff that the parents don't know that they're into, or sometimes the parents are personally involved in it. But we never get the full picture. And that's the tragic part about it. It really is. But the other little girl, they said didn't go through with it. But, man, you got to watch these kids nowadays, man. You got to keep your eyes on them. You really do, y'all.
Was also planning to kill her father, but didn't go through with it. And Parker County authorities say the Lufkin girl faces a charge of criminal conspiracy. We're going to have more on this investigation coming up tonight at 6.
Now, this other little girl, her father might not have been doing nothing to her. But because she was in contact with another little girl on the internet who might have been, I'm alleging this, but who was being abused in some way, shape, or form, she was able to encourage another child. But the other child wasn't able to go through with it. She was just on there bullshit. But this other little girl was dead set and dead serious on that. And that's tragic and terrible, man. But you got to keep your eyes on your kids nowadays, man. This children of the corn shit is real, man. It really is. I've made video after video, man, on mass shooters calling them children of the corn. But we're going to go with this last clip of the day. Hopkins. This is John Hopkins, anesthesiologist. Army major spouse conspired to offer,
One of the suspects is John.
to offer medical records to Russia. That's crazy. But let's take a look at the case and let's kind of see if we can dig into it a little bit.
Well, shifting to some local news now, we have learned a pair of Maryland doctors are accused of conspiring to help Russia by violating patient policy.
One of the suspects is a Johns Hopkins anesthesiologist. Her spouse is a U.S. Army doctor. WJC is live. Paul Kessler is at the courthouse downtown for us tonight.
If you don't know what John Hopkins is one of the most world-renowned hospitals on the planet.
So, Paul, explain what exactly these two are accused of and why this information could be harmful in the wrong hands.
Well, Denise and Vic, the indictment alleges Dr. Anna Gabrielian told an undercover FBI agent here at a Baltimore City hotel last month she was loyal to Russia. 2 weeks later, she and her spouse are accused of giving that agent private medical information of military members and their families. In an 8-count indictment unsealed Thursday, Johns Hopkins Dr. Anna Gabrielian and her spouse.
And you might say, how could giving somebody's medical information help the Russians? It can help them in several different ways. You can know how to attack them. You can change their medicine. Now, you know exactly what medicine to change out to, give them a heart attack. They might be taking a certain kind of high blood pressure medicine, and you know exactly how the pill look, exactly what the number is. It's so many different things that you can do with people medical issues. You can use certain kind of rays and beams, and if you know they already have a brain tumor, you can work on that and you can make that worse. Having high-ranking military officials, medical records, you can work off that in so many different ways. So that's extremely dangerous, and these people are most definitely going to jail. Federally going to jail. So, in the feds, you're going to do a long time.
U.S. Army Major Dr. Jamie Henry faced charges of conspiracy and disclosing private medical information. Federal prosecutors say the pair intended to give the information to Russia. The two left federal court together Thursday, released on home detention. Dr. Gabrielian is listed as an anesthesiologist and critical care doctor at Johns Hopkins. Federal prosecutors say, motivated by patriotism toward Russia, she reached out to the Russian embassy offering assistance, and she would later tell an undercover FBI agent she and her spouse could provide medical information for something tactically advantageous.
Now, what did I just tell you about the FBI? How would the FBI even know to even be looking at this lady? Because they're everywhere. In a place like Johns Hopkins, one of the most world-renowned hospitals that work on some of the most high-ranking officials in the United States, they're going to be picking and poking and prodding at everybody to see who's who. If this lady had a Russian flag, if she put shit out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook that sound pro-Russian, oh, but they automatically start watching you. Not only are they watching you, now they're going to set you up to see if you'll take the bait.
That they went through with this and tried to go through with it, it is troubling.
Michael Greenberger is the director of the University of Maryland Center for Health and Homeland Security.
That could be used by the Russians to blackmail the individual whose information is released.
On August 31st, Dr. Gabrielian and her spouse, Dr. Henry, allegedly provided that agent with medical records and prescription information on 7 patients, all with military ties.
And let me tell you this. This woman is in complete control of this man's mind. He's still holding her hand. After it was her idea that she was, he should have got so far away from that goddamn lady. But he's deeply in love. Look at him. And this is a wicked woman right here he's with. Extremely wicked. And she done did some kind of Russian MK Ultra mind control on this man, and look at him. Looking like a limp dick.
Dr. Gabrielian is quoted as calling her spouse a coward for concerns about HIPAA violations, but she violated the Privacy Act, quote, all the time. A Johns Hopkins spokesperson Thursday said the hospital is shocked to learn about this news and intends to fully cooperate with investigators. Dr. Gabrielian, the indictment alleges, instructed her spouse to read this book, Inside the Aquarium, The Making of a Top Soviet Spy, telling Dr. Henry it's the mentality of sacrificing everything and loyalty from day one.
I told you she was mentally manipulating that man. He was weak mentally. You know, just because you're a doctor don't make you smart in every area, especially with women. You know, high-ranking officials get tricked by women all the time. What's the term they call it? I think it's like honey potting. I think it's called honey potting. They honey pot these men, and just because you're a doctor who graduated with high degrees and you worked at one of the most world-renowned hospitals don't make you the smartest man in the world. That means that you're a specialist. You're smart in the Pacific area, and that don't mean you're smart everywhere. Obviously, this man was an idiot to fall for this, and she was brainwashing this man. And she wasn't even doing it with beauty. Unbelievable. She looked like a damn small little fucking hawk. That wasn't no pretty woman, but, you know, the heart loves what it loves. And obviously he was deeply in love with that lady. Damn shame, y'all, but it's been another great day of news clips on Sports Life and Politics TV. Here with Samuel Koppel. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I just took your ass on a Russian spy ride. Peace.